Good afternoon and welcome to the Queen's Curry Kitchen. My name is Nupur and I live in Queens, New York, which is a tiny borough with a lot of personality. We are now in the series where we are talking about pantry essentials and all the things that we can make for our families during this crisis where everything is almost shut down, things are not available, and it's quite possible that you've hoarded up some milk, right? And you're not able to finish it. So what do you do to milk that's about to go bad or it's not going to last? So what I'm going to do today is I'm going to show you a very quick homemade cottage cheese recipe, and it's called paneer. If you're Indian, you know it as paneer. If you're Pakistani, you know it as paneer. If you're Turkish, you probably call it paneer, but it's the same thing. It's just two simple ingredients from your pantry. You need milk that's about to go bad, not something that's already past the expired date, but something that's about to go bad. And basic good old lemon juice and some cold water. That's all you need, okay? So without any further ado, I'm going to focus on what I have going right now. Okay, so here we have milk. Now this milk is about, the expiration date is tomorrow, okay? So it's not yet gone bad, but it's on its way. So what we have to do is basically just boil this milk. Along with this, what we are going to need is some lemon juice in a bottle. We all have this at home. I'm just presuming that we don't have access to fresh ingredients. Then what are we supposed to do? And what I've done is I've taken 2 tablespoons of lemon juice and added it to just plain water. We're going to give it a good stir. That's ready. So we have to wait for this milk to come to a boil. And as it rises to the top, we will turn off the heat. So it takes about 3 minutes to do that. And I'd been simmering it, but I think I was a little too early, so I turned it down. Now the heat has to do its job all over again. Also, we're going to create a contraption like this. I have a strainer or a sieve, and I have a tea cloth. If you have a you have a piece of muslin, feel free to use that. And then I have a bowl to catch all the whey that's going to come out of this paneer. Okay, so basically just drape it over. It's really not that complicated. I guess some of the easiest homesteading dishes that have been passed down from generation to generation are really made from the simplest of things. Hi Nana, hi Savvy. I hope you guys are doing well and you're coping well with all the craziness that's going around. Thank you for joining me. I really appreciate it. Okay, so we're going to wait for this milk to come to a boil. And I also want to show you what it's going to look like after it's been strained and after it's been... So in the market, it's available like this. It's available in a big block, and I've basically cut it into cubes, and it's pretty dense, you can see. The one that you make at home is actually a lot more moist because you can control a lot of the ingredients. And I'll teach you a trick that actually makes very moist paneer at home. I'll teach you a trick of what to do when the milk is boiling so that even after it's pressed and all the moisture is taken out, it'll still be very moist paneer. Okay, so and also this is something, even if there's an expiration date, you can literally pan fry the paneer and freeze it in your freezer for months, even up to a year. It does not go bad. The only time you need to use it, just take out whatever cubes you need to use, soak them in hot water, and it basically just gets uh, it gets comes back to life, and you can use it in your favorite recipes. You can use it in matar paneer and palak paneer. All the restaurant recipes that you love to eat can always be created at home if you have this paneer handy. Okay, so coming back to the milk that's boiling, you can see it's bubbling, but it's not really rising to the top. I'm using whole milk, and you can see there's a lot of cream coming to the top, forming the skin. I'm using whole milk, but you can totally wing this with any other kind of milk. Of course, the quality of the paneer will also then not be as creamy. But if you're somebody who's watching their calories, by all means, feel free to use um, toned milk or skimmed milk or whatever. Okay, so now we're seeing that this milk is actually bubbling to the top. You can see how it's bubbling. We're going to go in and add this lemon juice that I've diluted with water. Try not to add direct lemon juice to the milk, because the acid really shocks it, and that's not what we're going for. As soon as this happens, add about a few tablespoons, and almost immediately it gets to work and it starts to cut the milk and curdle it. At this point, turn off the heat completely. Super important. turn off the heat when you're treating it with this. Keep adding a little bit at a time, and also keep stirring it. As you do that, you'll see that the curds are going to separate from the whey, and the watery thing that comes out of the paneer, which is the whey, is actually going to be a green color. Okay, so we'll keep adding a little bit at a time, and we'll keep stirring a little bit at a time. Oh, my mom is watching me. Hi, Mom. So you can see the heat is completely turned off, and these little curds are beginning to form. You see this? So these are the curds that are beginning to form. We are going to keep stirring this. There's still a lot of milkiness in the liquid, so it's not green yet. We are going to keep stirring it till all the whey leaves the curds. And you'll see the more you let it sit and the more it settles, it starts to separate. I hope you can see how different the texture looks right now. See how it's coagulating and it's coming together? There. That's pretty much a really good stage. So you saw that we did not even use the entire 2 tablespoons of lemon juice that we had. And the heat is completely turned off. You can see that the watery part, it's literally like water and curds separated. At this point, here's the trick that you have to do. Take some ice cold water and add it to your liquid, just to stop the cooking process. The minute you do this, this is the secret to making really creamy and moist paneer, because it cools down the water and it stops it from hardening and stops it from cooking. Add a little bit more. There's no right or wrong. This is just regular good old ice water. And you can see that it's completely stopped cooking now. All the curds are separated. There's some really nice lumps. Right? That's what you want. You're trying to gather up all the curds. Now, if you are trying to make Indian sweets like rasgulla or Rajbhog or anything like that, this is the thing that you use to make all those amazing sweets. But because we're going for a block of paneer, we are going to move on to the next step. And that is to strain this. Okay, let me just show you the contraption again for people that are just joining in. This is a regular strainer, nothing fancy. And all I've done is draped a tea towel over it. If you have a muslin cloth or a cheesecloth, by all means, feel free to do that. Okay, so we're going to take this and just strain it right through. Make sure your fabric is clean. Make sure your hands are clean, especially nowadays, right? So paneer is a really great source of protein for vegetarians. Also, imagine a time, especially nowadays, if you get to a point where you can't buy any meat or chicken or fish, or you're trying to stay away from meat, then paneer could be a good alternative. Okay, so I've done it with a very little quantity, but you can totally use a gallon of milk and then get a big, nice, solid hunk of paneer. You can see all the whey is actually gathered at the bottom. You see that? So just keep patting it a little bit, hold it loosely and keep patting it so it'll form some kind of shape. If you're looking to make seasoned paneer, at this point you can add some cumin seeds, you can add some coriander leaves, fresh coriander, and you can add some sea salt. And that makes a really nice seasoned paneer as well. Do not throw away this whey. You can use it in your dals to boil a dal. You can use it to knead your dough, atta for rotis. You can use that for all of that. So just gently squeeze out the excess liquid. It's really, really hot to the touch. And at this point, again, we're going to go back into the cold water. Let me actually bring that over here so you can see better. Okay, so back to the ice water. And basically what we are doing is we're trying to wash off the lemon lime flavor from the paneer. So it's just literally, it'll just taste like pure milk. And you can just give it a few taps. Keep washing it till the water is really clear, so that you know that whatever's in there is just pure paneer and not anything that you don't need. Okay, there you go. I can show it to you what it looks like now, but I'll also show you how to rest it so that you'll actually end up getting a block of paneer. Okay, so right now it's nice and crumbly. You see how soft this is? If you're trying to make paneer bhurji, like a scrambled paneer dish, then by all means you can stop the process here. You don't need to go to the next step, and you can make a fantastic scrambled paneer breakfast with onions and bell peppers and whatnot. The best thing to do in this situation is, of course, this is a very, very tiny ball, but if you're doing it with a lot more milk, then actually take it and press it into a bowl and then put some weight on it, like that. Just put some weight on it. And in about a half an hour, 40 minutes, you'll actually have a very solid chunk. What the weight does is it helps to take away the excess moisture, and it kind of presses it down a little bit. That's basically the role of this right here. And once it forms the block, you can actually cut it, you can fry it, you can put it away in your freezer. It'll last for up to a year. Now the next thing we're going to jump to is actually a recipe that I will be making using paneer. So once it's formed into a block, this is what it's going to look like, a round block, and you can literally cut it into any shape that you want. So what we are making today with this paneer is some paneer tikkas, and for that I have a non-stick pan going. I'm going to do a very simple marinade, which is actually my Tandoori Magic Spice Blend, which is great for any kind of barbecue or marinade. It contains everything right from chickpea flour, ginger powder. I'm just reading the ingredients off the back. Garlic powder, onion powder, cumin powder, turmeric, black pepper, cayenne pepper, carom seeds, dry mango powder, fenugreek leaves, and garam masala. So this is like the all-in-one magic. It's literally called Tandoori Magic for a reason, because it's really magical. You don't need to add 100 ingredients to your marinades to get something done. So just add a little bit. It even has salt, and you can taste if you like it a little more salty. I think I'm going to add a little more salt. And almost has the taste of very similar to the Maggi taste maker. If you have eaten Maggi 2-minute noodles, you know what it tastes like. But all these spices are freshly ground and roasted in my commercial kitchen. There are no additives, there are no fillers, there are no preservatives, and this is a fantastic product that you can order. It's available on my website, www.queenscurrykitchen.com. If you have the time and you can put all these spices together, by all means go for it and do that. So I've just basically done a dry rub. You can add a teaspoon of yogurt to this if you want. If you have time, you can. Since I'm doing it instantaneously, I'm not going to put any yogurt, because it's going to make my grilled paneer very watery. Instead, what I'm going to do is I'm going to add a little bit of lime juice. And that's it. Just a little bit. You can add onions to this. But imagine if you get to a point where you don't have onions or you don't have access to fresh vegetables, then like what are you going to do, right? So I'm making the oil-free version. By all means, if you use oil, maybe just a drop or two you can use, and that should do it. You can throw these on the grill. You can bake it in a baking tray, and you can use them for wraps. You can use them for sandwiches. You can eat it just like that. See how well coated it is? All the spices are really well coated. You don't have to do anything. Just take it out of the packet. It's better than using any masalas or premixed masalas that come in the Indian grocery store, because they always have MSG in them, and a lot of ingredients are not disclosed. So you always want to be very careful what you're feeding your family. If you love the convenience of it, this is equally convenient, but then also you know what's going in. It's completely safe, and all the ingredients are sourced in America, proudly made in Queens, New York. There you go. All right, so we got this going. I have a little bit left here, which I'm just going to pick up and dab on these paneer pieces. That's about it. Now let's see what we're going to serve this with. So I was going to eat it with green chutney, but then I saw this, and I'm going to teach you a trick of how to clean out your mayo jar. If you eat regular mayonnaise, you can use this. If you have a vegan mayo jar that's almost empty, you see this? Like there's hardly anything in it. I'll tell you a really quick cool trick to Indianize mayo, okay? So here's what we always have in our fridge, and this is mint and coriander chutney, right? I'm sure a lot of you have this in your fridge. If you'd like a recipe for this, please leave me a message. I will do it in one of my FB lives in the upcoming videos today or tomorrow. So remember, we're focusing on pantry ingredients this entire week, or at least until the crisis is over, so that we can learn to make good, easy food for our families now that we are home and everybody's kind of going crazy. Everybody has to be fed. Okay, so all I did was I used my homemade green chutney and stuck it into the mayonnaise jar, give it a good shake. Oh my god, the bell peppers and the spices on this pan, they smell so good right now. You have no idea. Guess what I have now? You have never eaten mayo this good. It's perfectly seasoned. I'm going to take it out in a little chutney bowl and show you. You've probably never seen mayo that's this flavorful and this tasty. Look at the texture of the paneer. It's perfectly grilled. You can totally do this in the oven. You can do it on an open grill. You can do it on a pan. You can also shallow fry these and serve it as an appetizer. You can use these, make them in a big batch, and then put it in your fridge and then use it for wraps or sandwiches. You can grate these after grilling and make parathas out of it. There's endless possibilities, but it's a great option for vegetarians to get their protein. So tofu, halloumi cheese, cottage cheese, paneer, these are all really good options to get your proteins from. So if you're feeling like, I don't want to eat any animal flesh or whatever, chicken, lamb, and you want to stick with something that's vegetarian, you can do this. If you want to go vegan, you can totally do this recipe with tofu. This barbecue masala magic actually works on all kinds of proteins, so whether you're doing chicken or fish or turkey, you can use this. You can even use it on lamb tikkas, but because I'm vegetarian, I'm showing you this on paneer. I'm just gonna quickly do and let it sit for a minute. Turn up the heat a little bit. Now at this point, if you feel adventurous, you can also go in and mayo that we just created with the green chutney, you can basically brush that mayo a little bit and it makes them really moist. So this is a good trick. If you eat mayo, try to put a little bit of mayo into your tandoori marinades. It takes it to a whole new level and helps to really lock in the moisture. Okay, that's that. Coming together really nicely. Maybe just another couple of seconds and it'll be ready to come off this pan. Like I said, you could make a big batch of it and then you can pretty much use it for wraps. You can use it for sandwiches. There you go. This is our serving for today. It smells incredible in here with the spices, with the kasuri methi, the fenugreek, dry fenugreek herbs, the ginger powder, the garlic powder. Everything is in the marinade, so I really didn't have to do much. To this, I'm going to just sprinkle a little bit of chaat masala, which is the combination of dry mango powder and black salt. And that's really going to add a nice zing to this dish. And of course, our piece de resistance, our green chutney mayo, goes on top of everything. You can use as little or as much as you want. And you see this? These are pickled carrots that I made. And if you would like a recipe for this, this is also a great way to homestead because carrots and pickles last in our refrigerator a long time. So if you would like to learn tomorrow how to make this carrot pickle or any other kind of carrot pickle, leave me a message and I'll be very happy to create that recipe for you alongside. For tomorrow's menu, what I've planned is I'm going to show you how to make sprouted green moong dal, which looks like this in its raw form. This is the mung dal, and we will be learning how to sprout it at home so you can get the maximum nutrients out of it. You can get the maximum benefits out of it. You will soak them once, you will sprout them once, and you will be able to eat them 3 or 4 days continuously. You can do charts out of them, you can do salads with them, and you can also throw it into your smoothies for an instant um, food laden with nutritional goodness. All right, so the best part of the FB Live, I wish you could eat this and share this with me. It's absolutely smelling so good, totally irresistible. And I'm gonna cut into the paneer so you can actually see how soft it is. You see how spongy it is? When you do the homemade paneer, it's gonna be even more soft than what you see here. Okay? Mm. It's so soft, melts in your mouth. Time for a little crunch. Really good. Personally, I would have liked a little more salt on my vegetables, but this is fine too. This marinade already has salt and it has sea salt, so you're not using the chemical version of iodized salt. Like I said, if you'd like to order any of these or other premixes, they're all available on my website, queenscurrykitchen.com, and there's an order online button that you can click on. You'll be able to see all the products. I hope you enjoyed today's live video. Tomorrow again we're going to be doing the sprouted moong. I will teach you how to do those, and I will teach you how to make a carrot pickle that can last you for over 8 months if you keep it properly in the fridge. We will learn these two things. I hope you will join me tomorrow at noon. Till this crisis passes, I will be focusing on dishes that we can make from items that already exist in our pantry. If you found this video helpful and you think someone else can benefit from it, please share it with your friends and family. Like always, I do appreciate your love and support. It really means the world to me. Be safe out there. Take care of your families and spend as much time as you can with your loved ones. Be flavorful and be blissful. From the Queen's Curry Kitchen, this is Nupur saying goodbye. God bless, and I'll see you tomorrow.